Hello, and welcome to the Smart Girl's Guide to Real Estate. I'm Jami Hearn. And today we're super privileged to spend some time with Jen Reilly. Jen is a top producing realtor with more than 11 years of experience and a passion for all things real estate. Ranked among the top 1% of realtors nationwide, she has earned numerous awards along the way, including Rookie of the Year. Jen's love for homes began in her 20s, working alongside her father in construction, starting in entry-level roles and eventually running full job sites. 6 years ago, she began investing, buying houses that no one else would touch. Same, I get that. Rehabbing them and renting them to build a portfolio of 11 doors. In addition to serving clients, Jen has built a successful short-term rental management company over the last 3 years and is focused on expanding it further while helping others succeed in the short-term rental management realm. Welcome, Jen.
Hello.
I love all the things that you're doing in real estate.
Oh, thank you.
I also think it's super handy that you have this background in construction because when you go look at a house, you're like, oh, I noticed some stuff.
Yes. Yes. And I do all the rehabs of my own places myself, which is like something I love to do. So it's so handy because I save money.
I love that you follow your passion because like I like I like the project and design. I am not interested in pulling sheetrock off a wall.
Oh, that's my favorite. I love demo day is the highlight of every job.
My husband and I were actually just talking about that because we have a project. It's a single family that got converted into a two family, like kind of a rough conversion. So we're going to convert it back to a single family. And he's like, we're just going to ship people in and demo. Like, he's like,
I love
rip it
demo
apart.
day. Love it. You get out all your aggressions, you get dirty, you use your hand, you sweat. That's what I love.
Fantastic. I've got a project. I know of a house. It's going to need some demos. So you're first on my list.
Yes, please. I will come down. It'll be great. I'll be so happy.
So
Sledgehammer, that's all I need. Just a
in all
sledgehammer.
transparency, I want everyone to know Jen is my realtor on a
Yes.
project that we are working on acquiring. I have a realtor's license, but Jen has a really specific knowledge base in the area that we were looking. So I'm happy to bring Jen onto my team because I need people who know what I don't know. And there's such a huge realm that I'm learning too. So thanks, Jen.
Hey, you're welcome. It's gonna be fun. I'm so excited for it.
I would love to talk about your short-term rental experience. I've had
Okay.
short-term rentals and I know they're a ton of work. So I'm excited to hear about your work with them as a manager and how you got into it.
It was so random how I got into it. I manage my own properties, which are all long term. And it's called the White Pillars. It was my first short-term rental management. It's a beautiful mansion that she converted the second and third floor into rental space. She lives in Texas. It wasn't really being used. And she found me through another realtor. And I met her and I was like, oh, I love this. This is so beautiful. And I kind of taught myself how to do it. It's not that different from having long term. It's a good merge of long term and being a real estate agent. And I took a bunch of classes because I'm just like a sponge for knowledge. And I there's a lot that goes into it that I think people don't understand. There's an algorithm that Airbnb and VRBO, your two big ones, have, and you really have to learn how to break their algorithm so yours is in the first two pages. Because if your rental is past the first two pages, you're not you're not getting rented.
So is that ever evolving like it is with social media algorithms?
Yes. Yes. And you have to look at the analytics, see how many, it's very much like real estate. Like when I list a property, I always pay attention to how many hits is it getting, how many people are actually opening the page and looking at the pictures, and then how many people are actually scheduling appointments. And if those numbers don't align, then there needs to be an adjustment somewhere. Same with professional photography. The the importance of professional photography in real selling real estate and short-term rentals is it makes a world of difference. I just had
Totally.
my photographer come out and take pictures of half of my short-term rentals because there was some pictures I didn't like. The owners had taken them, and I was just like, I really think that this is the problem. And I uploaded them the other day, and I got like six bookings, and I was like, professional photographer.
Awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
I did use a professional photographer when I was running an Airbnb. Um, it made a world of difference.
it
I came
does.
home and showed my husband the pictures, and he was like, "That's our place."
It does. It makes a huge difference. And it's also really important to get a photographer that has taken pictures of short-term rentals because it is different than when you list a house. You have to highlight different things. It's not so much about the layout and things like that as it is about the amenities in a short-term rental, the outside space, bedrooms, bunk beds. People don't like bunk beds. They just don't.
I mean, I don't really like bunk beds myself.
No. So that's important. But yeah, there's a definite science to how you list your properties. And ever since I took some classes and learned about the algorithms, and I've switched all of my rentals over to this certain way things are listed, there's been an enormous improvement in my bookings.
Awesome.
I
Um,
love it.
so like where do you see the short-term rental market going? I know that's probably a totally loaded question, but being in real estate over the last 5 years, we've seen it ebb and flow.
So it very much follows the real estate market. And I try to explain that to my owners. When real estate's down, so is your rentals. It's just how it works. I think it's we had a very slow beginning of this year, but I have noticed it's starting to pick up. And I think that we'll have a decent winter. And then I think it will improve back to where it was a few years ago.
Awesome. I mean, that's encouraging for all of us in investing.
Yes.
So, what wisdom do you have to share? Because, I mean, you've got a really cool background that is across a couple of facets of real estate. But for women who are interested in getting involved in real estate and don't really know what to do, like what do you want to share with them?
I would say find your people, whether it's Facebook pages, local groups, other investors. You can, if you're into short-term rent, want to be a short-term rental manager, you can get on Airbnb and go down to, look up different houses and see who the hosts are, and talk to them. I also would say don't be afraid. Just do it.
It's
We all
scary.
fail,
Do it
right?
anyway.
Yes, we all fail. It's part of life. And I always feel like from your failures is where you learn the most. I've learned so much from my failures that every time I do something and I'm like, wasn't really
100%.
wasn't really the best decision, but hey, this is what I learned, and that's the most important thing. And even like people I've met along the way of my failures, like it's great. Fail, it's okay. We all do it.
That's a really good point. Like I find that even when I go down a path that doesn't take me to where I had anticipated, I always meet the most amazing people who then contribute to success somewhere else.
Yes. And that's what it's about. You have to fail in all aspects of your life because I feel like that's when you learn your best lessons is in failure.
I also feel like you have to approach it with that perspective. Like, take accountability for what has happened and how do I improve from here?
Yeah. Yes. My first rental, the first rental I ever bought. I love it. It's my baby because it was like first one I bought it cash. I was so proud of myself. And then I discovered, although it's in a city, I have a septic tank.
Oh,
And I'm not really supposed to have a septic tank, but no one's ever said anything. So, but now I'm like, okay, even though you're in the city, you should probably investigate that a little bit more. Because I would have never thought to be like, oh, I have to have a septic inspection on a house in a city. But it was like vacant during when they ran stuff through. So yeah, the only house in the city with septic.
we won't disclose what city it's in. Right, but like weird things like that pop up on deals all the time. And
Yes,
you just learn to roll with it.
you do. And you figure it out. The same with real estate. Like I used to dress up, I used to wear heels, I used to do the whole thing. And I do real estate in rural Pennsylvania. Right. It's no,
Well,
you
have
can't do
you
that.
seen the meme of the realtor getting out of her car, like out of her Escalade with her nails done, dressed to the nines, like high heels, and it says something like working on my second closing this quarter. And then it shows the realtor jumping out of her car with sneakers and leggings on and her hair in a ponytail, and it says just coming from my 47th closing this month. Like,
Yes. Yeah, it's so true. I started writing a book. I need to finish it, but it's like I get involved. It's called Lockbox and Light Switches.
oh my gosh, you have to finish it and then come
Yes.
back and we'll talk about it.
Yes. It's about it's light boxes and light switches, the not so glamorous life of a real estate agent. Because everyone thinks it's so glamorous. It is not. I have
No.
been attacked by raccoons. I have been dive bombed by pigeons. I have fallen in
Oh no.
cow shit and got covered in cow poop and had to go to a closing because this was the high heel
Oh
thing. I
my
was like, trying to dress up for this closing, not realizing like, oh, I have to show houses beforehand. It's a dairy farm. They want to
God, I
they want to
love
walk
it.
around. My heel gets stuck timber into like face first into a big pile.
But look at the story you have now.
And like I laid there, everyone was horrified. I laid there and I was laughing so hard. And I was like, I smell so bad. Like I have to go to a closing. Well,
That's
I had like
amazing.
sweatpants and a sweatshirt in my car in muck boots. And I was like, well, this is how I'm going to the closing. I showed up sweatpants, sweatshirt, these big dirty muck boots, which I don't know why I didn't put on, but I didn't beforehand. My hair soaking wet and clumped together. And I walk in and you can smell me for miles.
Yeah, that's pervasive, the smell of cow manure.
And I walk in and everybody looks at me and I'm like, yes, the smell is me. And so I sat in like the corner of the room.
You're like, hey.
Sorry, guys. And then I did tell everyone what happened because I didn't want them to think like this was my normal smell. So yeah, I mean, I have stories for days about real estate and just things that happened to me. And oh, it's just never a dull moment, but also it's not glamorous. Not in what, not in rural Pennsylvania.
Well, I
It's
think that's true in most localities. Like it's not glamorous. And that's a really good message for people to hear who might be interested in considering being a realtor. Like you don't have to be anything specific. You just have to be you and
yes,
show up. And
yes,
that's what makes a good realtor. Someone who shows up and does the thing. Because there are a
yes,
lot of pieces that you have to keep track of
yes.
in
And
being a
for some
realtor.
people, like it's scary, right? It's for a first time home buyer, this is the biggest purchase. And for some people in general, it's the biggest purchase they're going to make.
Yeah.
And they're counting on you. You have to be relatable because there's going to be things that pop up that you need to have discussions with them about. And if you're not relatable and they don't feel that connection with you, they're not going to talk to you about the things that they need to talk to you about. And it's so important. Like it's just you have to be relatable.
Yeah. And if you're looking for a realtor, don't be afraid to interview a couple realtors. Like you want to find someone that you feel comfortable with and you know is going to represent you in the best way possible.
Exactly. It's very important. It's, I mean, I've sold houses to 20-year-olds and I've sold houses. This woman, she was 67 and she was buying her first house.
Oh,
And it was one of my favorite experiences. She just sat and cried at the closing table when I handed her the keys. She was like, "Thank you for, going," because it was different than a lot of my transactions. A lot of them we do electronically, a lot of electronic signatures.
yeah,
Not everyone does electronic signatures. So it
right.
was a lot different for you. So I spent a lot of time with her, which is fine. I loved it. I loved that I was a part of this moment with her. And she cried at the closing table and was like, "Thank you for answering all my questions and never making me feel stupid and that I didn't know what I was doing." And I thanked her. I was like, "No, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to take that journey with you. It was beautiful."
And it really can be a privilege to share that moment with people.
Yes, it is. It's a beautiful moment. It's whether they're selling their house, the first house they ever bought, or, any experience. It's a privilege to be in that seat with them at the closing table.
And there's a
And I
lot of emotion attached to it.
there is. There is, and you have to understand like you it's very emotional. And you as the realtor sometime are going to be the one that takes that emotion on for the person. You're the
Good or
person they're
bad.
good or bad. I've been yelled at, screamed at, like, and that's okay. That's part of my job. You're stressed out. I can take it. I'm a big girl. I got really thick skin. If you need to yell, yell at me. It's fine.
I think
But
that lends well to working in that industry because, I mean, one of my close friends is a realtor and she's the same way. Like, if you're having a rough day, you can say anything to her and she's like, listen, I can be your sounding board. I know it's not personal. And then she's like, and even if it is personal, I don't give a fuck. I
yeah, I'll get over
love
it.
you.
Like I mean, you're not gonna hurt my feelings.
My
I grew up in a
wonderful.
construction site. Like, do you know how hard that is to hurt my feelings
Love it.
or surprise me with anything weird? Like, nope.
So, for people who are interested in maybe considering being a realtor, what's the first step for them?
I would say the first step for them would be, well, ooh, there's many. I think the most important thing is you have to realize you have to have a little bit of money saved. Absolutely. Because I think what people don't understand when they get into real estate is it's commission based. And just because you get a house under contract, you don't get paid till closing, whether that closing is 60 days, 90 days, 30 days. And not all deals go through, as we know.
Right.
So I think it's important to put yourself in a situation where you have some money banked, because I think what happens is when you don't do that, you start chasing the commission instead of the like clients. Like you look at your clients as a payday instead of clients, right?
Yeah, that's really valuable to differentiate between
Yes.
building a relationship and what you're getting out of the transaction.
Yes. It's not about the money. You know, and for me at least, it's not about the money. It's about the people I meet. It's about the journey. It's about the experience. It's about the knowledge I learned from that deal. Um, and I think what happens is don't, newer realtors don't understand, because it's also your marketing, it's gas. I had a woman, I showed her 65 houses.
Oh my goodness.
She never bought one. 65 houses. And they were all over the place. Because that's the other thing when you're showing houses in rural, Pennsylvania, you're driving 20, 30, 40 minutes to each house. It's not like, in a city. Excuse me. So, yeah, like that's important, because if you get to the point when you're stressed about money, that is going to show up in how you deal with people, how you handle transactions. So don't chase the commission. Don't ever chase your commission.
No.
It'll make you a completely different realtor if you look at those people and see them as, how important they are. Referrals, your sphere of influence, all of those things. It's about the connection that you have with other people, not the commission. The other thing is interview brokers. Don't just jump on with the first one.
Right, because everyone is different. Every
Yes.
structure is different.
It's very different. Education is different with each one. And that's important. Like when you're starting out as an agent, do they provide education, ongoing education? Do you have a mentor? That's huge. You need to have a mentor. Holy crap, you need to have a mentor. There's so many things that pop up, and you need to have someone that you can connect with. You need to have a good manager. The reason I've been where I've been for as long as I have been is my manager is amazing. My associate broker, she is, oh, I call her the Viking, because like she goes to bat for all of us, and like she's always got our back. Like she's so knowledgeable. She's amazing. And I've had a ton of offers from other brokerages with great splits and all of these things. But the one thing they don't have is my manager.
Well, and that's so important. Like we're back to it's a relationship. It's not
Yes.
just a job.
Yes. I don't know. There's times where she has my back all the time, any kind of situation. She always answers, real estate is ever evolving. You need someone there
100%.
to bounce ideas off of, or, there's a lot of problem solving involved in real estate. And it's good to have that sounding board of like, hey, this situation came up. How would you handle it?
Yeah,
And she's there all the time, all
that's,
the time.
I mean, if there's one thing that people take away from this conversation, I think it's so critical to find relationships with people who help you to move forward, don't
Yes.
hold you down.
Yes.
Um, well, Jen, it was super nice chatting with you, and I love the information that you've shared with
Thank
our
you.
listeners. So, if people want to know more about who Jen Reilly is, Where can they find that out?
Oh, they could just message me. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You'll see a lot of my chickens on TikTok and goats.
I mean,
Um,
that's a win right there.
yeah, exactly.
I love it.
Yeah, I have a website. It's jnrvacationrentals.com.
Awesome.
You can go there.
So go take a peek at some of the things Jen does and send her a message.
Yes. If I can help you in any way, real estate, investing, short-term rentals, please reach
Chickens.
out. I love it. I love to help people.
Awesome. Thank you so much for
You're
spending some
welcome.
time with us. I really appreciate that.
Yes. Thank you.
I will see you next time on the Smart Girl's Guide to Real Estate.